So, welcome everyone to our Thursday educational series. I'm today's host, Laura Waghorn. And before we begin our normal Thursday call, we have a really exciting update from Lauren, our Director of Pharmaceutical Ops. So, welcome to the call, Lauren. I can't wait to hear your exciting news.
Hello, everyone. So great to be here. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I'm just going to share my screen. So, one moment. Okay, let's do this. Oh, there we go. Okay, can everyone see? Right. So, just yesterday, we launched personalized prescription microdose. We are so excited to be industry leaders in the personalized wellness space and the longevity space and really empower women and men to take health and wellness into their own hands. So we do have offerings similar to our weight loss products. Many of you know the powerful benefits of GLP-1s and GIP for appetite regulation, but there's a lot of emerging research for their benefits in longevity and overall health, for lowering inflammation, for heart health, healthy aging support as we age, we lose cellular health. So this really helps boost. When patients go to the website, they have the option to interact with a quiz and they're able to select their base formula, just like in the weight loss products. But this is for microdose. And depending on their wellness goals, they can choose an additive that aligns with their goals. And just a quick highlight on what additives we're offering. L-carnitine is a naturally produced molecule in our body. It helps aid in fat metabolism. It does this by transporting fatty acids through the body into the cells to be used as a fuel source. And this kind of helps protect our muscles from degradation while exercising, can improve endurance performance because of this. Another amazing additive we want to highlight is glycine. This is really abundant in collagen in our connective tissues. So great for muscle recovery, tissue recovery after exercise or stress on the body. It also has been shown to have calming effects, so it can help promote sleep and help with cognitive function. And B12, which we had offered previously in our microdose and weight loss products, I really think about B12 for people who have a lot of fatigue or low energy. B12 is in a lot of reactions in our body to produce energy molecules. It also helps in red blood cell formation, which red blood cells carry oxygen around our body and can help improve mental fatigue as well as physical fatigue. So we just want to do a quick overview of these launched yesterday, and we're just excited to give customers more options in this space.
Oh, we absolutely love it. Obviously, we brought out the weight management where you could go in and you could personalize, and we've added that in for those of you that are doing the maintenance on the microdose. So this is fantastic for anybody who's looking to do that. If you're looking to maybe you've hit your goal on your weight management and now you're just looking for all those benefits, but you want to maintain, you can go in and you can personalize it now. So thank you, Lauren, for sharing that. It's super exciting. We're the first company to do this. So it's super, super exciting to see this. So today we are excited to welcome three guests to tell their real journeys, real results experiences. We have Shanna Hunter, Toatha Howard, and Britney Power. So my first guest is Shanna Hunter. She is a wife, a mother of four, and a registered nurse with nearly 20 years of experience, including 15 years in the emergency room. She is also a certified integrative nutritional coach. And before starting her journey, Shauna struggled. She had PCOS, hypertension, high cholesterol, peripheral edema, sleep apnea, and she was taking five medications. Now, since she's began her journey on her GLP-1's GIP therapy, she's lost 85 pounds and she has come off of all of her medications. So, welcome to the call, Shauna. So, as a nurse with nearly 20 years of experience, you understand health from both a professional and a personal perspective. You've lost 85 pounds. I mean, that's incredible, 85 pounds. And now you're off of five of your medications. So, take us back to that moment in time when you decided it was time to make a change. What was that moment where you was like, I have to do something about this, and you decided to explore the GLP-1s, the GIPs?
So, hi, I'm Shanna. Well, I have to say, I was one of those. I was like the biggest skeptic. Being an integrative nutritional health coach, I always look at root cause. And when I was seeing people taking an injection at first, I was like, these people are crazy. What are they doing? So I was one of those. And I had to go down a rabbit hole and kind of find out what peptides really were for me to understand that it was like actually more holistic than I could even imagine. And so at that time, I think probably my turning point was with my peripheral edema. I had, all the above that she already said, but my edema had been so bad. I don't know if like we have our elephant as our logo. And I thought that was a little bit crazy because people used to say like my legs look like an elephant. I had like elephantitis. That's how much they would swell. And it would get to the point where I couldn't even put my shoes on. When I had events, I couldn't wear a dress. And for a woman, I don't know if you guys have ever felt this, if you had, inflammation or swelling before to the point where, you always had to cover your legs. I felt like everywhere I went, I had to put on a pair of pants instead of the dress. I couldn't wear the cute shoes that I saw everybody else wearing. And it did something for my self-esteem. But not only that, I was also 245 pounds. So I had all of that weight on my joints, on my bones. And I started getting hip pain at the age of like 43. And I'm going, oh my gosh, this is what they were talking about when they said, once you're 40, just wait, And so my turning point really was when I couldn't tie my shoes and I had to ask my husband to do it for me. If I ever had to buckle my shoes, that was happening as well. I couldn't wear a dress. I didn't have ankles, like, and it was really, really painful. But I also couldn't do things with my family. I had to sit out when we would go to, let's say, the water parks or theme parks, and they wanted me to go on rides with them. I couldn't even get up the stairs. And so all of that just hit me. And I was like, I have got to do something about this. And nothing that I have done in the past has worked for me. And so that was the moment that I said, like, we've got to make a change. Something's got to give.
Yeah, and do you know what? We hear that a lot where people are like, we've tried everything. We've tried everything. So we went down that rabbit hole. We looked into the peptide therapy and it's working. So tell us a little bit about how your lifestyle changed. What else did you change after you started taking the peptides? Did you like up your water intake, do more exercise? Did your diet habits change?
So this is probably a big piece to this because I have always eaten pretty clean. That whole stigma about, oh, you're 245 pounds, you're obese, like you must eat McDonald's all day. No, that was not my case. I was very, I stayed low toxins. I always watched what I ate. So that part was already there, which is probably why I was so frustrated that I was getting nowhere because I was like gaining and losing the same like 5 to 10 pounds over and over and over. And like, I just didn't understand why my husband would do the same thing and he would lose all this weight. And I'm like, I'm broken. Like, there's something wrong with me, So, doing that, like I already had those habits. What I would change that I did do, I just walked. But now I'm starting to strength train, and I wish I would have done that if I could go back. That's something that I definitely wish I would have done from the beginning because I am seeing such a difference. I already lost 5 more pounds. I'm feeling amazing now that I added some weight training in there, but I really like always ate healthy. So I really didn't do very much of change except for protein. I definitely added a lot of protein to my diet. I was doing okay before, but I did realize that I wasn't having enough. So I definitely did up my protein at the time. And not having food noise. I mean, Food noise, I don't know if anybody here struggles with that because some people think I'm crazy when I tell them about this, but I thought of food 24/7. Like my kids could be talking to me and I'm like sitting here going, okay, where are we going, honey? Where are we going to eat tonight? It's like I can never stop thinking about that. So the snacking was always there and stuff like that. Not having that, oh, I literally said, oh my God, this is what normal people must feel like. So that did help me as well to not have like the extra snacking in between times as well.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. That food noise is a real thing for a lot of people. Unless you experience it, people think you're crazy. They're like, what are you talking about? But when they take a step back, if they was to take a GLP-1, they would notice they probably have a food noise too. They're just maybe not aware of it. But obviously the protein intake, that's a huge thing to up your protein when you are on the GLP-1s. Now, I'm gonna switch topic just a little bit. Obviously, we had Valentine's Day recently, and I know that you purchased the Elate spray. So, are you open to talking about that and just sharing your experience of how that was for you?
Yeah, yeah. So I actually was somebody who tried the Thrill Pill and the Elate spray. So I kind of have like some of the differences between both of them. But um, again, I don't know about you guys. You may relate, you may not. But after I had my last, my libido completely went downhill to the point where sometimes I'm literally saying, I feel so sorry for my husband because the times that he's ever did, I literally talk while he's trying to kiss me, and I'm telling him, oh my God, I forgot to do the laundry, or I forgot. Like, my mind is not there, it's always everywhere else but. And it's really sad when you're in this relationship and your husband has to say, like, I just feel like you don't want me, and it has nothing to do with that at all. Like, I love him, and but it's just something that happens with us women, especially when we're like the caregivers and like we're worried about our kids and we're worried about our grocery shopping, and like that's like the last thing on our mind. And so what I love about this product is because I've tried many supplements for my libido, because it gradually went down, down, down to the point where it was like completely non-existent. So I've tried every supplement out there. Some of them would make me feel a little bit better and a little bit, more joyful and playful and things. But what I noticed about these is that it actually helped my brain. It helped me to not be, I was present instead of being everywhere else. I started feeling very like a connection and more joyful and more loving and like present, right? Because that's what was happening, is my mind was on everything else. And so this helps with not just the physical part, but it actually helps with that like loving and connection, and it does wonders for both of us. I mean, my husband uses it as well. But the difference I could see between the actual Thrill Pill and the nasal spray, they're both amazing, by the way. I love them both, which is why I bought the nasal spray, but I want to see what that one was like. But I feel like the nasal spray, the onset was quicker. So when I would take the Thrill Pill, we would have to wait a little bit for it to like kick in. But with the spray, it was pretty quick. I mean, usually we try to plan it. We're like, okay, while we're at dinner, we're gonna like take this. And now it was like more of, you could be at the moment and just like spray it. And he wants to spray a bunch of them up there, but I won't let him do that. But I did one in each, and I was like, okay. And it makes you feel joyful, relaxed, happy, loving, connected, and just in the moment. So sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Now, I know the rest of our guests have also tried it as well. So I can't wait to hear how their experience differs from yours. But that's incredible. But we're just so happy, you're down, what was it, 85 pounds?
Yeah.
85 pounds. You must feel amazing. We've got a few comments there where everybody's telling you look amazing as well. You're glowing, you're radiant. So what you're doing is working. So thank you for coming on and sharing your story with everyone. And if you do have like questions for Shanna, just drop them in the comments. I'm sure she'd be open to answering anything you have to ask. If it's about the Elate spray, if it's about the GLP-1s, feel free to drop it in. So my next guest is Britney Power. Now, Britney is a mum of three, an entrepreneur who shares honest, unfiltered conversations about women's health, GL1 support, and navigating the in-between seasons of life. Through storytelling and humor, she helps women feel less alone while rebuilding confidence, managing weight loss, and learning to trust themselves again. So, welcome to the call, Brittany.
Hi,
Now,
thank you.
you're known for having real kind of unfiltered conversations about women's health, GL1 supports. But take us back to that moment in your life where you decided to prioritize your own wellness. What was happening to you, like in your life at that moment in time when you decided, I need to make a shift?
I'm done. Okay, so I did rounds and years and years of IVF. I have three babies now, but we had our IVF baby, and then when he turned one, I did two more rounds of IVF. So if anyone has been on fertility medication or anything like that, after 8 years of IVF and all of the medications and the shots and the hormones, I got to a point where even just wearing cotton shirts just made me feel so uncomfortable. I was so inflamed. Nothing could make me feel better, look better, nothing. So we did our last round of IVF. We lost both babies. And then after that, I said, you know what? We're done. We have our two babies here on Earth and we're going to move forward with our life. And I said, okay, no more. So I worked my tail off for a year. Finally, just something just kind of stuck in my head. Actually, my husband, we had just that we did our last round of IVF, lost that baby, and then lost that baby. And then we went on a boating, like to the lake for the day, just to, kind of get our mind, feeling better. And my husband, he's so sweet. He just took a picture of me and the kids on the boat. And then he sent it to all our whole family, the group text. And when I got back to the car, I reamed him like, why would you send a picture like that? I look bigger than the boat. Oh my God. And I was so mad at him, but also it was like, oh my gosh, I have let myself get like this. I think we all just kind of like, how did this happen? And so then I said, no more. And I just really took the rest of that year. I really just focused on myself and doing all the things I too have always worked out. I've always eaten healthy, and I just went so hard. And I had gotten to a point where I had lost 80 pounds, and I was like, okay, we're not having babies. So I was going through all of the appointments before you have a hysterectomy. And so I'm like getting a little emotional. Okay, so I was at the doctor. You have your X-ray, your MRI before your hysterectomy. So I went and did that, and then I had to fly home to New Mexico. So my X-ray was January 4th. I flew home to New Mexico. My dad passed away January 6th, and then 10 days later, I was scheduling my hysterectomy, and they said, "Oh, you're pregnant." And I'm like, that is not funny. That's not funny. I'm infertile. That's not how that works. And so then I had this miracle baby, but I had done all of the work, to get to where I was. So you're just kind of like grieving the death, and then you have to be happy that you're pregnant, and all of the things. And so finally we had our beautiful baby boy, and he's incredible. But there I was again, it's just like, what am I going to do? And obviously my entire pregnancy, I'm looking up, everyone's on, it's almost like when you're pregnant, everyone's getting skinny, it's just like, what the heck? Like, why is this? I mean, it's so true. And so all during pregnancy, I kind of like mapped out how I wanted to start peptides. So I had 9 months of what I was going to do. And once I was done breastfeeding, that day I started the NAD. And everyone knows when you have a baby, you cannot, you're the brain fog. And I don't know if it's because I'm older or if he's my last baby, but my brain fog was so bad. I could look at my daughter or my husband or my best friend, and they would be talking to me and I would not know their name. I could not tell you their name, which is crazy. Anyway, so I started the NAD and I noticed, I would say within the first 10 days, I was back to sharp. Like, oh my gosh, wow. I felt just like I was functioning, And so then, okay, NAD is great. And then I started the GLP, the semaglutide that I didn't love. So I was like, it's okay. It's okay. It's just not meant for me. Then I was introduced to the GLP-1 GIP. My life has changed. Oh my gosh. I swelling's gone, inflammation's gone. Then you add the NAD and my energy's up. It's almost like um I told my siblings this actually today at lunch, like, I feel like I've been waiting to be this version of myself my entire life. I'm the mom I want to be, and I'm the sister I want to be, and I'm the wife I want to be. And it's like, she's finally here, finally. And I'm also on the BPC 157, TB 500, and the GHKCU. And my life has substantially changed. Truly, truly. So I don't know what questions or if that's what you wanted me to talk about, but that's my story with peptides.
That is and what an incredible story that is. I mean, the emotions that just came through in that story of what you went through to where you are now, and you've emerged as like a phoenix, rising from the ashes.
Yeah.
What an incredible, and I'm just sorry you had to go through all of that to get you to where you are, but it has made you the person you are today.
Yeah.
And we are
Yes.
super grateful that you came on and you shared
Thank
that
you.
story.
Thank you. I don't know why I got so emotional.
I think a lot of us got emotional when you
Yeah.
told that. I'm not going to lie. I think a lot of us did because that was one hell of a story. So just take us back. Obviously, you mentioned that you're now taking the BPC 157, TB 500. What made you decide to take that?
Actually, Jen Reed, she's on the call. I watch her, I follow her, and she's just like this ray of sunshine. And I'm like, I want where you're taking. Just give it to me. Give it all, And I started that 5, 6 weeks ago. And the past probably 10, 15 days, everyone's like, your skin's glowing. What is it? I'm just thinking like, I don't know. I'm like, oh yeah, duh. I started this incredible peptide. And so now I'm like, it's the copper. It's like, yeah. So that I love it. I truly, everything that I'm taking, I feel like my body and my everything is finally for the first time in my life in 39 years today, everything's working together to make me a complete human. Like I just feel whole in my brain and in my body. I just feel like I'm a whole person.
Oh, I love that. And it is your birthday today. So everybody drop some birthday love in the comments for Britney because it is
Thank
her
you.
birthday today. And what an incredible story that was. So thank you so much, Britney, for coming on and sharing that. I know it was an emotional one for you, but we are super grateful just to hear these real life stories and how these peptides are impacting people.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You. So our last guest is Toatha Howard. Now, Toatha is a proud wife, mother, entrepreneur, and wellness advocate who calls herself 54 and fabulous by the grace of God and EllieMD. Now living in Tennessee, she is a dedicated truck driver, travel agent, and she co-manages her husband's trucking company. Since beginning her wellness journey in April 2025, Toatha has embraced peptide support as part of her commitment to energy, confidence, and longevity. Now, what started as a personal decision has now become a family movement, with her husband and her daughters also incorporating peptides into their wellness journey. So, welcome, Toatha. At 54, you've focused on energy, confidence, longevity. But what was that turning point for you that made you decide to get on this peptide journey?
Well, thank you again for having me. But as far as me starting my peptide journey, to be honest, I did not know what a peptide was. My dear friend Michelle Brewer contacted me and let me know about EllieMD, and she asked me if I knew knew about peptides and if I would, listen in to learn more about it. And I said, okay. And when she told me about peptides, and I was like, I still don't know what it is. I know about Pepto-Bismol. I know about a pep rally because I was on the pep rally in school. I knew about the pep squad and all of that, but I did not know what a peptide was. I knew about amino acids and protein because I remember that from science class, but I just did not know what a peptide was. And when I found out about it, I was like, okay, so a peptide is the building block to our protein. Awesome. And I, listened in and learned about it. And I said, okay, I'm 5'3" and 54 years old, going through menopause, really, really bad. And I need something. And when I heard about it on a Zoom call and I heard someone talk about their menopause journey, I said, that's me. I'm going through the mental fog. I'm going through the weight gain. I would lose 15 pounds and found 20 of it back. I was, starting to become as wide as I was tall, and I just wasn't just didn't know what was going on. And so I started my peptide journey with my weight loss journey with the GLP-1 GIP. I started with the B12 first. And now I am actually on the GLP-1 GIP with L-carnitine, and I love them both. And as of now, I started my journey at 253 pounds back in April of 2025. And as today I am 178 pounds. So I've lost 75 pounds. I feel absolutely amazing. I've had so much inflammation on my legs. My doctors were telling me that I was going to have my knee replaced. I've already had to have my left knee replaced. And now they're saying that I need to have my right knee replaced. And the pain and the inflammation was so bad until I can not even walk on the second level of my home. And now I'm going back and forth up the stairs. I don't even have to have a reason now. This past October, we went to Jamaica, and my family goes to Jamaica every other year. And in 2023, I could barely walk to the swimming pool. But this past October, I walked 15 miles. And I just with being able to have my mobility back because the inflammation is gone, the weight is gone, and with the mental clarity, and the focus is coming back because I am on all the peptides. I think I'm a peptide junkie because I was introduced to this world, and now I don't want to ever leave this world. So I'm excited.
Oh, I'm excited for you. You must feel like a new woman. You really must feel like a new woman.
Like I'm a teenager again.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So talk to us. You take a lot of our peptides. You're on the GLP-1, you're on the NAD, the Glow Stack, the GHKCU, glutathione, the PT141, the skincare, and the protein shake. So tell us about your schedule of how you fit all of these into your daily routine.
Because I love them so much and I have so many of them, I had to get a schedule to put myself on. So my NAD plus, I take that Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays in the morning. My GHKCU, I take that Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays in the evening. With my BPC 157, I take it on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, and I do that also in the evening. Glutathione, I take it on Tuesdays and Fridays. My GLP-1 GIP with L-carnitine, I do that on Sunday mornings. So, and also when the mood hits, my husband and I, we do the Elate spray. Yeah, and that's a wonderful spray. We enjoy it. It's, we giggle, we smile, we are relaxed, we're enjoying each other. And it has made us both smile from ear to ear. Don't you see I'm glowing right now? I love it.
We see it. Trust me, we see it.
We all and as far as the Elevate Skin, I also use that every other day. And with the protein shakes, we have them all. I do not have a favorite because I love the vanilla, the chocolate, and the coffee. My youngest daughter, she actually likes to take the coffee and add it with cinnamon and vanilla, and it tastes like a snickerdoodle. I love doing the chocolate with bananas and honey and cinnamon and vanilla oat milk, and it tastes like a Reese cup because I also put peanut butter in it. And we also, my oldest daughter, she likes to have hers with fruit. And that's with the vanilla. So we just absolutely love just everything that Ellie has. And next is going to be Cimarellin. That's my next peptide that I'm going to try.
That's the next one. So we did have a question come in. Somebody
Mhm.
asked, which one do you feel helped the most with menopause?
Definitely taking the GLP-1 with GIP, the GLP-1 GIP and NAD together. Um, the NAD definitely helped with the mental clarity. It took the brain fog just went away. But that also started when I started my GLP-1 GIP, because when I started taking the GLP-1 GIP with B12 at first, it was almost as if within like a week and a half, and I know everyone's body's different, but within a week and a half, I noticed I was a little more sharp than usual. I noticed that I wasn't as um, indecisive. My focus was there. My clarity was there. I was able to finish projects that I started and didn't just put them aside anymore. So with both of them together, but I'm noticing less ever since I started incorporating NAD. The hot flashes are not as frequent as they used to be. Again, my sharpness is there. My energy is through the roof. And like again, with both my husband and I, because he's also on the regimen, the same regimen I'm on, and we're both like bugs in a rug. We're just happy for no reason.
I love it. Somebody asked, did you ever struggle with sleep? Did any of them help you with a sleep pattern?
Um, I struggle with sleep, and that's why I want to try the Cimarellin, because I was told that the Cimarellin helps you get really really good sleep. So that's my next regimen. So to be continued with that. But as far as my sleep, yes, the hot flashes is what's interrupting my sleep. But again, they've slowed down tremendously since I've been taking the NAD. But they haven't gone away. I would be not being honest if I didn't tell you that I didn't have hot flashes. They just don't interrupt my life like they used to. Um, and so, as far as sleep is concerned, I do sleep better since the weight is gone. Um, I used to be on the CPAP machines because I had sleep apnea. Now I'm no longer on the CPAP machine. I do not have to utilize it because I'm not stop. I'm not. I'm breathing in my sleep now versus stop breathing. So that is a plus to just even be off of the CPAP. So just this journey alone has tremendously changed my life for the better. And I am
Oh,
grateful for just the introduction of being with Ellie and what Ellie has done for my life. I'm not going to get emotional, but I just feel rejuvenated. I feel brand new. I feel like have been given a second chance. And all I want to do now is just shout it to the roof and tell anyone who would listen so they can get their lives in back together, because whew, again, I feel like I just feel rejuvenated. I feel brand new again. And I'm grateful for this experience.
and we are grateful for you. You might not be getting emotional, but I am, because I can see how much this means to you. This has been life-changing for you. This is, like somebody just said, it's so inspiring. And you are a gift. Somebody else has put that. You are truly a gift. So I'm going to just go back a little bit, because you mentioned you and your husband are taking the Elate spray now. So tell us your little ritual, your routine for that one.
Well, we don't really have a ritual. It's just that when we don't have a ritual, when the mood hits, which is quite frequent, thanks to the LX spray, but we do the injection where we spray it in the nose. And for him, he noticed it a little bit more, a little sooner than I did. And then the next morning, he's like, "Yeah, you ready again?" I'm like, I don't have a problem with it. So with as far as that, so we don't really have a ritual. It's just that I met my husband in 1991, and we were just friends, and we decided in 1994 to make it official. We've been married almost 28 years now. So yeah, any little help is welcomed. And that's why we welcome this Elate spray. And I am loving this journey.
We are loving hearing your story. So you said your husband's on the same kind of protocols as you, the same schedule as you. Do you think one day he'd be open to coming on and telling us his version of how it's affected him?
I would love for that to happen, but my husband is such a introvert until you know what? We're gonna pray on it, and hopefully love to come on and share his story because
Yeah, you're going to
he's
be
just,
right there
yeah.
by his side. He can
And
do
I
it. He
will.
can do it. I know so many people would love to hear the male version of what you're both taking.
Oh
Just to
yeah.
hear those stories, because your story is phenomenal. You
Well,
know,
thank you.
you're like a little child at the moment. You're so excited and
I,
bubbly, and it's contagious.
I
And so
am.
many people are dropping comments for all of our guests in the comments. So feel free to jump in there and talk to people. But your story is incredible. You know, you've gone through that menopause. There's lots of questions there. People asking, have you been taking HRT prior to doing the peptides, things like that. So feel free just to jump in and answer those questions in the comments. Um,
Mhm.
what is the name of that one again? My husband and I might need some happy juice. Is it Carmelita? It's the Elate spray. So we have three different peptides over in our sexual wellness category. So feel free, go check them out. But the Elate spray is our new one. And if you order right now, there is a special little gift for you as well when you order right now. So be
Mhm.
sure to go and check that out. I know some people get embarrassed talking about these things, but we are all mature adults. Okay, we're all getting older. We're all experiencing menopause, premenopause, menopause, past that. You know, we're all experiencing it. We're all experiencing the weight gain that happens to us in life. And you might have tried everything. You might have done everything every personal trainer's ever told you. You might have changed your diet. But going down that peptide rabbit hole is definitely worth it. Just listen to these stories that these ladies have shared today because they are incredible stories and these things can help you. If they're suitable for you medically, they can help you. So be sure to reach out to the person who invited you to this call, ask some questions, go and take that medical quiz, see if you are suitable for these peptides because chances are they could be just what you're looking for. So I want to thank every single one of our guests that came on the call today. I'm sure you've enjoyed it as much as I have. These calls are just exceptional when we hear people's real life journeys. So thank you for everything that you guys do, sharing your story, helping other people. We love you. You are all blessed. And we will see you again next Thursday for another episode of one of our medical trainings. So thank you guys.